What's up, bloodies, and welcome back to the Don't Get It Twisted podcast. I'm joined by my awesome co-hosts, Monbelo and Nueva. What's
You're
up? How y'all doing today?
cool. And what's popping, man? Beautiful Sunday. Feeling great. Waiting for football season, but we all right.
Period.
How is it down in the A? Y'all know I'm not there.
I
Y'all
was just
holding
about
it
to
down.
ask you, where you at?
East Coast. We
Okay.
back at it.
Back in
at
the
So, you know,
East Coast.
I had some sauce. I had some pizza. I had some New York water.
New York water.
Water.
You know, I'm so blessed to be back here. Sun is shining. We tan. Melanin popping.
Melanin popping.
Skin hydrated, hair hydrated, booty thick. We nice. You see, I'm sitting taller, even though the camera low.
Hey, I'm sitting taller.
Word.
Boop.
Word.
So
But
are
yeah.
you on vacation or what?
Am I what?
Are you on vacation or what?
I'm doing everything one shot. So I got a couple bookings out here, a couple photo shoots, couple meetings. I got invited actually to a Rock Nation writing session this week. So, wish me luck with that. Got the music popping, but also my family's up here. So it's been about a year that I haven't seen my family since the pandemic. My parents are now vaccinated, so I can comfortably see them. They feel a little more safe. I'm not vaccinated. I do not plan on getting vaccinated, but they are vaccinated. So I was finally able to see them.
That's dope. That's dope. Hey, Panama, are you planning on getting vaccinated?
No, I don't do vaccination. None of my kids are vaccinated. I'm not vaccinated. I don't do the vaccinations.
Yeah, me either. But it's not most people like one of my homie Avo, he got vaccinated. He was saying something like it's good to be safe than sorry. You have a better chance. But me, it's just, I don't know how it's going to affect me. Not because it's affecting me from the corona, because either way, from 50-50 chance, I can either get messed up more from that, from organ problems or brain problems, more or less than corona with the same issues, brain problems. So just like a side effect on both. So it just, which side effect you want?
Neither.
Exactly. You say stay away from niggas. That's all.
Period.
My thing is I just don't know how it's designed, and look at us. We all have melanin in us, but we also might come from like different parts of the world, or might have also different like inflictions in our DNA, depending on, our family history and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So how has this been only out for a year and we don't know how it's like, there's not enough data to say like, someone who comes from this descent and has these medical issues and that this history is going to react this way, and patient Z who doesn't have those is going to react the same. Like,
exactly.
So like, that's why I don't want to take it. Y'all see me juice, y'all see me eat my vegetables. So it's just like, I feel like
that's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. Eat healthy.
I think it starts there. There. And I feel like if your immune system is already like doing really well and you're constantly drinking alkaline water, not using fluoride in your toothpaste, like doing all these little things that actually really attribute to your health and genetic coding, I think you can like get it and beat it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And build an immunity to it naturally rather than a vaccination. And I think that's why a lot of us get sick. Really.
Exactly. That's true. Do you guys feel that if they didn't find any vaccinations for lupus, HIV, and all that stuff, do you guys feel that I know we have the flu vaccine, but do y'all feel that it's good for people?
I don't, especially since they're pushing it so hard for people to get it. Like they're offering money and all this type of stuff.
I seen them offer beer, y'all.
Yeah, they're offering all types of
donuts in California. When in the world did we ever say, take a donut, take a vaccine? What?
Exactly.
Yep. And
they're offering too much stuff for free. Like they're desperate for us to take this vaccine. I feel like.
Yeah. So it's crazy. That was one thing that I felt in a way that it you know, everything goes left. But anyway, in the other side, they could want everybody to get the vaccine. So like they can be like, yo, let's do all these tricks and stuff to make people want it. But then it's just like,
And it's just like how we talked about last episode, or maybe it was the episode before, about building up our melanated communities, you know, to where we don't have to depend on the not melanated communities to give us our knowledge of what we're supposed to be taking and what we're not
Even
supposed
like
to be taking.
supply.
Yeah, if we built up our communities and had our own doctors and our own nurses and our own
Talk
teachers
about
and
it.
things like that, I feel like we would be way better off than just following the lead of Uncle Sam. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
yeah, because I mean every race, you know,
Because
like
I'm not even saying it's just how can you not be my skin tone and know what I need? You know what I mean? Like, just like I'm not your skin tone. I don't know what, I can't sit here and tell you what you would need. You know what I mean? So how can you just say, okay, everybody just take this vaccine, and it just works like that? We're not, one person is created the same. So
that's what deal was. Yeah, that's what deal was saying. Everybody's like every race is different when it
mhm.
comes to what the body needs. Everybody needs healthy. You know what I'm saying? But
Of
it's
course, but
what
there's
type of
different
health.
healthy for everybody. Like mushrooms, for instance. Mushrooms are really good for Asians and
Yeah.
Caucasians, but they're not really, they don't work well with melanated skin
Right.
and things like that. So
No, I
Right.
totally agree. Like, it's insane. And I love what you said about us, you know,
yeah,
working on it for us. Like, that is so important because, you know, when I think about it, you know, when you go to the doctor and you fill out a chart and they ask you, are you, and, you know, think about it too. We all get classified as like African American.
exactly.
You're Jamaican and
And
Panamanian. Fellow,
you're Jamaican.
I'm Jamaican, and both of my both sides of my
I'm just nigga.
Indian, and
You're
then
not
one
just nigga, Bello.
I'm just
no,
nigga.
that's what I'm saying. Like, where, you know, even people who, like, when they say, oh, like, if you have ancestors of slaves, like,
I mean,
they
we
came
none of
from
us,
another country. They
right?
were
None of
rich
us
from
came
another
from
place.
here.
They
You
were
were
not.
rich.
Yeah, but I did it mean like my people
we
is
don't-
from my people is from what you call it? Damn.
I love how you said my people. You know, it took me a long
People,
time to
you hear
learn
me?
what my people meant.
My people's. Oh man,
My
where I'm
people.
from? Egypt.
Okay, so
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm a descendant from Pharaoh Ramsey the third. Like Pharaoh Ramsey the third. I'm
Pharaoh Ramsey the third.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yep.
so crazy because I was gonna name my son Kyrie Ramsey at one point.
That's crazy. Yeah, like
But then
all
once I looked into it and all the Pharaoh stuff, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to be, you know, putting that name with my son since they
yeah,
had
yeah,
been slaves.
he died. His
I get
wife,
it.
he had multiple wives, and one of his wives killed him in his sleep.
Yep.
One blood clot.
Right. it was either his wife or his son. One of the two. They're still trying to figure out who did it. Yeah. But yeah, man.
Yes, our topic today is what men want. So since we got Bello right here, tell us what men want, Bello.
In a relationship wise or what?
Yeah,
From
Bello.
women in general. Like, I guess it
You know
doesn't have
what?
to exactly be a relationship stand, like only a relationship, but just in general, I guess, what do men feel like if a woman were to ask you, okay, I want to be with you, or I want to be a part of your team, whatever, what would you want from her?
Number one is I would want a woman to be feminine. And in this climate, women is not feminine at all. Most of them try to take
Can
the
you
man
define
role
feminine?
and the define feminine.
What you mean when you say that? Like,
Well,
you talking
feminine,
appearance, physical,
More-
or are you talking about?
well, mentally. More women these days is not mentally feminine. Like they're more, like I said, they're more masculine. They want to compete with men. So like, not saying she's supposed to be submissive all the time and stuff like that, but like in certain conversations, when you speak to a woman, it's more aggressive and want to argue and want to be, you know, shoot shots back at the man. But like, we just want someone, if we're in the empowerment mind 24/7, we just need someone on the opposite level that can be feminine and that can sit down with us and say, okay, hey, look, you know, hey, baby, you know, the sweeter side of the situation.
Take a little softer approach.
Right. So, you know,
How sweet
a
stuff.
lot of times it can be from their previous relationships where they get in arguments all the time. And like, I've been with a few women that when you get with them and you talk to them, right, they want to argue, and if you don't argue, they feel you don't love them. Oh, you don't love me, you don't
That's
care.
toxic love.
But it's like, I don't care. Like, I just don't want to argue with you. I'm not the arguing. I'm the type of dude that make moves and get back and then like come back like, hey, what's up? Don't come back to me like everything is fine. What do you mean? It's supposed to be fine. It's supposed to be
those
over.
are women who probably
have a lot of damage that
they're
haven't
probably
worked through yet.
Right. Like, you know, a lot of them need therapy.
That's
and,
their law of attraction. That's what they're used to.
Do you want your man to be crying all the time? Like what's up? Like, do you want your man to have emotions and be
You know where I think that stems from, though? I think that's those women have daddy issues.
Right.
Like, don't have a relationship with their a strong male figure. So it's like now when you go into a partnership, you don't even know how to
look for or what
you're looking for something else. Yeah.
But the thing is, they put that out there to the world, but with their own man, they don't feel that way. Like, to their own man, they would be like, yo, sit your softy butt up. They would talk junk about him. Girl, this nigga in the room crying. Like, they will be dragging them, right? But then in the universe, they will put, oh, y'all, you know, men's supposed to be more emotional. Men's supposed to be. So, like, men is hearing this stuff, but they actual man, they will be on the phone dogging them out to their homegirls on the phone. Dogging them.
I mean, but that's like the same with guys. Guys will be like, I don't want a wife, no Kim K, but I'll beat off to her all day.
I mean, but that's different though. That's different.
How is it different? It's the same thing.
Nah,
different.
That's different.
And not even that. Scroll down every damn Instagram, put all that information in your mind. Like everything you look at registers.
Right, but that's different
so
though.
How
like wanting someone with emotional defect is different than a dude looking at a woman and want to smash. Because it's different. It's different for a man.
Both hyping up a false reality.
Like
I think people are attracted to something that they don't want. Both sides.
But men want it. They just don't want to wife it. It's a difference. So like it's that's what I'm saying. It's a difference. Men will want something.
Okay.
Right? For a need, like say, you know, you have to use the bathroom, and you know you got to use the bathroom. So like you would get up and use the bathroom. That's how that need is compared to you wanting someone to be a certain way. You see what I'm trying to say? Because men can do anything. She can be from a 1 to a 10. And he'll smash anything just to make that need. You see what I'm trying to say?
In the cosmic way of things, I agree with what you're saying. Like in the cosmic way and the alignment of like how a man should come in and how a woman should come in. But then I feel like if people are individuals and they all have their own past and there are past experiences and past traumas, everything now starts to fluctuate and have everyone has a different need. Everyone has a different want.
Right.
You know, and it's based off what they've experienced. Like that's what probably shaped it or whoever is influencing them, you know?
That's a fact. What's up, man?
Hey.
What's on, man?
Okay, he got it together now. He ready.
There's the wife.
How you doing?
Hey.
He said,
hey. Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday.
Great. You're welcome.
All right. So ask him the question and then we can go from there.
So
yeah, what do men want?
From women.
Oh my God. He said, what do men want from a woman?
Oh, he looked over.
I know he looked over like, I'm gonna say this right now.
If you want, man, we can wait. We can call you later.
No, man, it's okay. You know, she says that some of the things I say is not what men want, not what women want. But the things that I do say
on here too, you know.
They said they're gonna have to have you on there. She has a very great perspective. She's from Brooklyn.
Okay,
East Coast.
East Coast? Yeah. It's East Coast Sunday.
I would say what men want truly from a woman, besides, you know, obviously a great listener, what we really, really, really need is a woman that is loving. And a lot of our people, you know what I mean, whether they, you know, from whatever age group I would have to say, they don't know how to love. And look, she's shaking her head though. Look, see, she's shaking her head. But and she says that to me sometimes. She says sometimes I'm too mean, and she's right. I know I'm mean sometimes, but it's just, you know, we have to learn what love is, and sometimes we have miscommunicational issues about, you know, where those cues come from. So sometimes I may miss a cue because she may be saying one thing, and another time I may just be in my feelings. You know what I mean? And she'll come out, she'll be like last night, she came out, yo, what's going on? You know what I mean? I knew she was being, her. So, you know what I mean? I'm being, cautious and everything about what I say, because I know I'm just in moody some days. And I'll be like, yeah, it is this, and so I'll get up, you know what I mean? Get up off the porch and come in the house, you know what I mean? And let her be a woman to me. You feel me? And that's sometimes what a man needs, a woman to be a woman. And women have to understand as men that in the instance that what makes men, like Bella was just saying about, sometimes we are emotional, but men, if you're a real alpha man, most of the time you ain't gonna ever show it. You'll be like me, nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong because I'm handling my own issues. I'm not depending on someone else to do that for me. But as men, and again, we still need a woman that can do that for her. So, my wife, she does that for me. You know what I mean? When I'm in that mood, and she know I'm in that mood, and I ain't saying nothing. She's trying to, hey baby, and you know what I mean? She Brooklyn all day, so it ain't no hey baby. It's yo, what's good?
Right, for real, for real.
hmm
I love it. He said, "No, hey baby, what's good?"
Do you think?
Good, baby.
Do you?
You said what?
Real
Oh
Brooklyn.
yeah, she said I hit her with a nothing's wrong. She said, yeah, that's a lie.
Word up, word up. Yeah, that's how it go. Do you think? Most women is feminine these days?
My wife is not feminine at all. She's a tomboy. Like she told me, she's from Trinidad, so she grew up in Trinidad. She like she said she used to,
West
it's
Indies.
wild down there. Yep, West Indies. And I think most women are no different than most men today. You know what I mean? They have the same attitude as us, and that's that go getter thing. And while you're in that mode, you tend to forget everything else.
Ooh, that's
Right, right. I
deep.
agree. I agree. I agree. I agree, man.
I can totally agree. When you are like especially like business mode, and you're competing with like or working alongside men all day, and you have to be a strong, 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 hard woman with like a hard exterior, it definitely
Right.
sometimes it's hard to like flip that mode off.
Right, that's true. Because in the workplace, you have
Crazy.
to.
That's a
I
balance.
mean, it's a doggy dog world. See, my thing is, when you go home and you can't have two queens in the castle, you can't have two alphas in under in the castle. So you gotta learn different ways to turn off and turn on because, like I was saying earlier, that's my number one is a woman be feminine, and like it's hard these days for them to turn it off because if I'm manly man, I don't want to be with another manly man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely not.
Right,
Definitely
I'm
not.
with
right,
you.
right.
Because it's like for me today when women with men calling women bruh, and it's like if you my bruh, yo, we homies.
That's what I'm
You know what I
saying.
mean? You ain't my tenderoni.
Right, right. Facts. And they put you in the friend zone real quick, which is cool. But
hmm
it's like, yo, if you look at how many girls in the world and how many men in the world, I feel sorry for the upcoming teenagers, man. Like when it comes to dating, like the dating pool is crazy. Like, what are
Right.
they going to do
It's
when it
getting
comes to
smaller.
marriage? What are they going to do when it comes to marriage and being faithful and stuff like that? With people um, wanting like the music and everything is making everybody turn a certain way. Because even like, for example, man, um, I remember you get a BBW and I know this sounds crazy, but you get BBW, you get a slim girl that's real skinny. They had a lot of self-esteem, low self-esteem, right? So
Hmm.
men knew like, yo, if I get one of them, she's gonna be this. I can mold her to whatever I want to mold her into, right? But now even those girls are thinking that they're tens and they're like the biggest thing ever. And it's like, how can you get someone to either want to help them fix something or do like change your relationship to something else? And you can't do it nowadays because everybody is Beyonce, everybody is Kim Kardashian, everybody is the man now or the woman now. And it's like I remember, like I said, man, I used to go to Mississippi, and when I go out there, me being from New York, a city boy with different swag, wearing Air Forces, Timbs, they used to be like all over me, like, yo, he's a city boy. They all over me because I got chains on, right? I go there now, the dudes are dressing just like I'm dressing. The women are dressing just like Beyonce. So it's just like they looking at me like, okay, fit in, bro. Fit in. But I want me a country young thing. But no, they ain't cooking cleaning no more. They ain't doing none of that, bro.
You haven't dated anyone recently who like does like if you guys cohabit whatever, she's not cooking for you, they're not cleaning, like none of that. Is that like considered old fashioned now? Completely old fashioned?
That's considered old fashioned, man. That's considered old fashioned. That's the old fashioned, and that's what I'm saying. Like if that's like that now, just imagine with the teenagers and the upcoming.
It's not going to cycle back or refresh for two generations. Yeah, I feel like.
Yeah, they're gonna
order. Like two generations are going to have to get and traumatized enough that the third generation is like, okay, we got to do something different because our grandma and grandpa, whatever, was a mess.
Right, they're gonna DoorDash it. But yo, like real quick, I'm like, they go DoorDash it. Put it on a plate and be like, I made this, baby. Like, no, that ain't. That's real. But yo, like what happened was like I'm 38, so my mom generation is what dropped the ball because the generation before that, you know, like my mom and my dad generation dropped the ball because the generation before hers. Everybody had structure. That's the Black Wall Street eras where, you know, people was independent. So now when it comes to what my mom and dad taught me, you know, that's where the independency of everyone came in at. So now everything is going, the dating pool is going downhill. Marriages don't even last a year now. It's like 6 months.
Yeah. Right.
How old are your parents, Bello?
My parents, my dad is 60, my mom is 55.
Okay. Yeah, my father's 63 now, and my mother passed away when she was 55, 7-8 years ago now. My parents, I get, and your parents are around the same generation, but I'm older than you still. My parents was young. I'm 48. But you know, like you're saying about, you know, the differences of generational purposes. You know, like you said, my family went from the South to the North, and they kept the traditional values of the South.
Right.
And when we're raising us in the North, whereas like you're stating, all those other children, like with being here in the South, oh my God, this is such a big, I don't know how to call it. It's just so bigly, massively different from where we're from and everything. You know, this, I can't do the bow down thing. My uncles and told me, you need to bow down, you need to do this. And I'm like, I can't do none of that, bro. Right. Like, I'm not built for that. I was like, I was not built to be a slave. I was like, y'all still like that slave mentality. I was never built for that. I'm telling them for real. And they don't understand that. And it's like, we're so far apart. Mind you, these are my grandmother's brothers and them, not my mother's brother.
Right.
And they're all telling me this. And I'm like, yo, I was like, I can't do that. I'm like, y'all come from a generation where y'all allowed people to do those things to you. I was like, I'm from a whole generation not too far from y'all. And I'm not going to allow that stuff to happen to me. I'm like, we have to be in control. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing like you're saying about the household. You know, my question of, you know, like I asked a lot of people is, where is it that, you know, you want to be a mature man at? Because like at your age, Bello, most of our black men are just starting to settle down.
Right.
I settled down at 28.
Right.
But most people start doing it, you know, 10 years later, and then another 5 or so years later, they want to get married. This is why we don't have no type of, you know, structure. Like you said, Black Wall Street, them people were in their 20s.
Those in their 20s, man. And they started early. And like even my grandparents, they got married when they was 18, 19 years old. So it was like now, you know, a man is not a man and want to settle down until they pass 30 or 40 years old. So it's just like, you know, women might want it earlier, but then like I said, the percentage of what women want and what a man want is too far away from each other. Because like a man, like I'm not saying right.
Yeah, because like my daughters, I have altogether 6 girls and 2 boys. My oldest is 28, okay? But all my other girls are all virgins. You know what I mean? They all have graduated high school so far by 16. My son is next, he's 15, and so on and so on. But it's the point that raising them those traditional values is what's making them, you know, into those people, you know, and making them better. You know, I had a boy come knock on my door one day, asking for my daughter, and I was like, bro, you're a year younger than her. You have no job. We don't even believe the same thing. No, nothing. I was like, before you come knocking at my door, you got to make sure, because this is what I do for her, that you can buy her a car. You won't take care of her till she get done any type of schooling
you gotta
she wants.
He got to take your shoes. So like,
that's right.
Your shoes. You feel me?
Exactly. And I told him that. And he looked at me with his boys and everything. Because they was like 5 boys out there. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because they know my son too. But I'm like, bro, you came to the wrong daddy's house. I was like,
Right.
I'm not
Right.
one of them daddies that's going to say, hey, come on out, my daughter. I'm like, come
That's
on, bro.
OG. That's facts. Right. 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 That's facts. I got Gorilla on the phone too, man. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm good. What's going on?
Cool and cool. How you doing? How you doing, man? You can jump into the conversation as well. How are you?
I mean, I'm well. You know, I'm just out here in Detroit right now.
All right, out in the D. That's what's up, man. Is it cold out there? Is it warm out there?
Oh no, it's nice and warm. It's over 90.
Oh dang, yeah. So it's hot. It's hot in the South. We already know, man. And New York is hot, so everywhere is pretty hot. Summertime approaching for sure.
Yeah, Miss here, some of the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The question today is what men want, like from a like the woman, the relationship, marriage, whatever. Like what do men want?
What men want? I mean, you know, the problem is, you know, everybody kind of looks at things really monolithically, and as if there's one answer to that question. You know, different men want different things. Different people want different things out of life. So, that's something that's got to be understood. You know, but you know, you would like to think that there's some general things every man wants, but even then, everybody don't want the same thing. You know, just speaking from my perspective, the number one thing that a man is gonna want, that I would think, at least, or me, is respect.
Facts.
You know, and it's unfortunate that we live in a culture and society where that you're not afforded that. Like, that's not a given. I don't understand how that works, but for some reason that's just not a given.
Right.
In everybody's mind, you know.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's not a given. Um, and you know, our main topic today was really, what do men want? And my thing was, for a woman to be feminine.
And that's exactly what the other guy had to say too, for women to be feminine, because they feel our women have lost their feminine touch this time of this day and age.
Well, yeah, well, some people, I there's truth to that, but I have a little bit of a different perspective on that. Not that I don't think that women should be feminine. I don't think that I don't think that there's as much of a problem with women being feminine as people kind of, our women particularly being feminine, as people kind of play it up to be. You know, I had a sister explain to me one day that something along the lines of, because we know that we have some of our men have a lot of feminine tendencies for one reason or another.
Beta.
And you know, a lot of beta, God, man, don't get me started on beta males. And do not get me started. I
we're gonna have another segment, man. You gotta jump on. You have to jump on.
I know. Gorilla on beta versus alpha is hilarious.
Yes.
I have a lot to say about beta males. I made up a term, BBM, bitter beta males. And that's some of it. And some of these some men, you know, exude a lot of feminine tendencies, and sometimes we have to understand that, you know, we have, you know, human beings have been created, right?
Right.
We know we have masculine and we have feminine, and when those two things come together, there's a balance of, you know, of each. There's supposed to be a balance.
Right.
So what this girl was explaining to me was, well, what happens is, if a man is being feminine, you know, if a man is being overly feminine, then it's actually pushing out. The woman is almost being forced into masculinity. You see what I'm saying? Which is an interesting perspective, because it's got to, you know, the balance has to exist. So it was very interesting to say that, and it kind of changed my perspective on it. So I think, of course, a woman, you want and expect any woman to be feminine. I highly doubt that, you know, you're going to really move forward with someone you're attracted to if they exude a lot of masculine tendencies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So I don't see, you know, long term or in a serious relationship why that would be that much of a problem unless a guy was really kind of being feminine himself and it was bringing masculine attributes and aspects out of the woman.
Right. I agree. You know what I mean? With us, man, we all were speaking from the alpha perspective, from the feminine side. But the beta vision, you're right. You're 100% right. Yeah, some women are forced to be on the dominant side because the man, you know,
not his playing his role.
not a leader. He's not, yeah, he don't play that lead role. So yeah, 100% agree.
He's just too timid. You know what I'm saying? Some of these guys are real timid. You know.
Yeah, that's a fact. But yo, man, I want to introduce you, man, and the OG right here, man. You know, y'all pretty much, you know, I don't know if you have the same views, but y'all will get along, you know, a lot, man. So yeah, what's your name again, man? Hold on.
Who, me or him?
Nah, him.
You know, hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now, man. What's your name, man?
My name is Eliyahu Gorilla.
Oh, shalom. What's going on, Eliyahu? How you doing, bro?
Shalom. Indeed. You know, I agree with you on what you just said. You know what I mean? Just as well. You know, I posted a video like 2 or 3 days ago. I think I tagged all y'all in it though. And it was about a woman. I said let's have this beta conversation because you're actually right. And so I posted a video about a female asking a man when was the last time they, you know what I mean, that she effed him. And she's like, I don't know because look, how did she say? She's like, I'm sitting here in the house with a whole meal playing with myself and blah, blah, blah. But I asked the question based off of the concept of she's sitting down there, she's telling this man, and mind you, this is a good looking woman. You know what I mean? Is she being an alpha in that kind of construct, excuse me? And is he being the beta? Because this is a man, a full grown man with a full beard, holding a pillow in front of him while she's saying this stuff to him. He's not being an alpha. He'd be a straight beta. But y'all can go check it out. You know what I mean? Because I did tag y'all in the video.
Huh.
But it was just very interesting.
Okay.
And I took it from Black Vegan because Black Vegan is the one who posted it originally, talking about man needs some you know, virility for his libido. He don't need that. He needs something else. If y'all check out the video, tell me what you think of it, honestly. That's a great example.
We definitely gotta check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Do more investigation on that topic.
Maybe you should tag us again because I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it.
I see it. I'll send it to you guys.
All right.
She said, I see it.
You know, Gorilla, I'd like to hear some of your views on, you know, some of the, you know, other topics just as well. Because, you know, we was talking about polygamy one day, and I mean, I wanted to hear some of your topics about polygamy. Wasn't you on their other podcast, number 2?
Yes.
Yeah. We did a whole thing on polygamy. What episode was that?
2, right?
Yeah.
Episode 2, episode 2, yeah. Early, yeah. We did that. Which I could always talk more about it. People always want to hear about it. So, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm always down to talk about it.
Please, answer the question. Do you remember? Because I don't.
I'll tell you.
How can I be in the same house touching myself with a boyfriend?
You know, but,
Oh my God.
I mean, you know, I think. You said what?
Nah. I was playing a video. And
okay. Oh, go ahead, my fault.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me play it real quick and see. Hold on.
You fucked me.
You really want to go there?
Please, answer the question. Do you remember? Because I don't.
I'll tell you.
How can I be in the same house touching myself with a boyfriend in the same house with me?
Okay, no, Denise, I've got this.
When last did you fuck me?
You really want to go there?
Please, answer the question. Do you remember? Because I don't.
I'll tell you.
How can I be in the same house touching myself with a boyfriend in the same house with me?
Okay, no, Denise, I've got this.
When last did you fuck me?
Damn. So yeah.
So this is the woman complaining about him not having sex with her.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
And
Well,
like
But
I wrote
you
on
hear
there,
how
look at his
aggressively
demeanor.
she's saying,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So is she?
that's what I'm
So my
saying, how
question is
aggressively
she
she
being
came
too
off.
aggressive?
well, no, she's not.
I feel like she's being aggressive because she ain't got no D in a long
there you
time.
go. There you go. There you go. There you go. And to be 100 with
Her
y'all,
mood is
like,
all rearranged.
right, like sometimes the hardworking man, and that's what I tell certain women, the hardworking man sometimes, you know, he's working out of 24 hours, 16, 17 hours, he's grinding. So like sometimes you gotta understand, like if you want that life or and you know, got the nice house, nice cars, etc. Sometimes that come with a price. But like, you know, if he's not home and grinding, like sometimes a dude be going 3 or 4 days a week, 2 weeks at a time, even if the guy's in the military or whatever, right? So it happens like that sometimes. I mean, I bet you her life is good. I bet her house is straight. I bet you her car paid for. I bet you everything like that. So sometimes it's hard when it comes to that. Or he could be cheating. He could have 2 or 3 shorties. So it's just like,
Personally, I believe that there's just a disconnect because any
Right.
man coming home from a long day of work or whatever, he's gonna want that affection from his
That's
woman.
right.
And if he doesn't, then he's either getting it, he already got it,
that's what I'm
or
saying.
there's
Right.
something that's not there with you and him. I don't think any man is just, oh, I'm too tired for some coochie. Like, come on now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's facts.
I mean, and even if he is, let's say he was one day, that's not going
Right.
to count for days on end or
And
weeks or
That's
whatever.
facts.
right.
It's
That's
not going to
facts.
trickle
Exactly.
into that period of time.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, because she was really like, yo, I need it, like ASAP. Like she
It's been going on for a long time. You could tell.
word
So
up.
now
Yeah.
So yeah,
But my
Annie
that's
issue
not
with
some
the
new shit.
video,
That's like
Annie on TV
Yeah,
too.
live
that's
all the time.
right?
Go in the pillow.
TV, yo,
That,
y'all could have did it in the
It's
hotel
not.
room.
It's not just in the pillow. It's everywhere.
Man.
Oh my
but you
god.
know, my issue
It's
with
in the
the whole
same house.
video was the point that was how he was sitting there. He's sitting there with a pillow in front of him, and I feel as though that he was being a beta man in every
For sure.
Of
every
course.
aspect. You know what I mean? He's not being assertive
Of
to his woman,
course.
saying, "Hey, baby, I love you." You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to touch you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I want to do
Yeah,
this with you.
yeah,
He's
you
not doing
gotta you
any
gotta
of
voice you gotta voice it to her, man. Yeah, he was. You shouldn't have
Yeah,
to
at
go
that
to a
point,
show. You shouldn't have to go to a show to tell anyone how
or a
something works.
therapist.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you're taking them to court or something, and then it is what it is. But like, but
Right.
like, but like your shorty, you shouldn't have to wait to go to TV to make that, you know, a big thing. Like
Right.
that's
Because if it was the opposite, if she wasn't giving up anything, he would have now reason to do whatever he wants or possibly
Right.
leave her because he's not getting what he wants needed.
that's fact.
His needs met. But he might
Yeah.
feel like, oh, I pay all the bills, so I
Yeah.
don't have to do that. Like,
Yeah,
what?
some dudes think that. Yeah, some dudes think that. A lot of them be beta. A lot of them be beta
Like
man.
what?
A lot of them be beta man. For real, for real.
Beta.
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 Yeah. Yeah, Gorilla, man. We got to get
That's
you
a
on one day
fraternity.
for that beta, man. That's a fraternity, man. That as real men, man, we got to shut them down, man. Shut them down. Us versus them, man. You feel me? Us be them.
Yeah, because as beta as they are, for some reason they got a loud voice. Somehow their voice gets loud sometimes, and they try to kind of dictate the narrative
Yeah.
of men in general when they only really represent themselves.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I mean? But I just think that just a little bit more on the main point is when you as a man got to look yourself in the mirror and you got to figure out what it is you're looking for in a woman, and then you got to go find it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta you. I just think we have a tendency sometimes to kind of look for women that we don't really want, or we think we want a certain type of woman, but we see ourselves going after another. So
Yeah.
these are things we got to be sure about, so we not seeing these types of issues when we are
That's
dating or whatever.
exactly what
Right.
Dia had said earlier about men showing that they want the Kim Kardashians or the women that are more revealing, but then when it comes to
Or
like,
empowering it. Yeah.
yeah, they're empowering it, they're watching it all day, they're make bigging their head ups, and then they don't even want those type of women. They got the cookie cutter women that wear their dress
Yeah,
down to
they kind of,
ankle.
Right.
yeah, just be real. Like, it's funny, I'm in Detroit. So yesterday I was talking about, it's a rapper that was kind of big in Detroit a few years ago who got killed. And the situation that he got killed behind was kind of involving, his girlfriend who was a dancer, and it happened in the strip club. And there was, it kind of played a factor, a possible, moment of jealousy that he had, in that instance where she was doing her job. And it's like, why would you, if you can't handle that, why would you date a girl that is a dancer if you can't handle the fact that
Exactly.
she's got to go dance?
Right.
She's got to do that. You
That's
know
a
what I mean? You should have took her out the club then, or you should have
Right.
went and got a different type
You
of
should have
girl.
dated a girl in your league.
Right. That's a fact. That's a
Yeah.
fact. I'll go get a church girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Or
then
get a
they go,
church
oh, I don't
girl,
want. Yeah, so that's the exact thing, guys. That, men have to stop doing is, going after a certain type of girl and they complaining about it when you get her. I mean,
Once
you
you get
know
her,
what comes
you
with
gotta
it.
change her.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah, I
may
definitely
try to
agree.
help people grow. I'll say,
Right.
I won't even say so much
Yeah,
things.
enhance.
You might help people grow in certain things, but there's certain whole mentalities that people aren't just gonna snap out of. You know what I'm saying? You can't just
Right.
expect that. Just because you came into their life, it's
Right.
possible, but it's not realistic. Or before you go to the next stage, you should find out whether that person is even willing to do something like that.
Right. Right.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, they're gonna go back to their old ways.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. They're gonna go back to their
Yeah.
old
They can
ways.
ruin our housewife.
Give that shit 6 months. It's gonna be back to square one, bro. Like, yo, like,
But
yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's the type of woman that you have a disconnect with, because if it's a woman who's a dancer or in the adult industry and she meets a man that is educating her about where she should be and how she could do things different, and she has her best interests, she's gonna follow his lead. But
Yeah.
if she resorts back to where she used to be, then
She
obviously
needs
he's not
you.
leading her well.
Right. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact.
yeah,
That's
because
I
a
totally
lot of girls really don't want to be off into that. Go ahead.
Exactly. Mainly, if you ask a million strippers, whatever, they'll tell you this is not what they want to do. It's what they feel they have to do.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
and me too.
But I
Mhm.
mean, almost any industry that is male dominated or led by male figures, a lot of women don't do what they want to do. They do,
Right.
they deal with the choices they're given or whatever standard they're at, or, really try to just make the best out of their situation, especially if they have limited resources and means. So when they do find, any kind of male, if he is an alpha, they almost, that's what they're looking for. They're expecting someone to lead, because most
Right.
times that women do get connected, they get connected by a male. It's not by another female,
Right.
whether it's business, whether it's pleasure, like it's generally the male making that connection or that filling that gap.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know a lot of female pimps.
A lot of people.
I know a lot of female pimps, and they do it better than men do it, because like women trust them more. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk. But yeah, man, it's a good conversation to have, man. It opened people's eyes regarding.
I would hope so, because I think it's also on the woman as well. Like, we're not just saying, what do men want, and that's unrealistic. I think women have to rearrange how they think also, and not that you can't rely on a man. It's just there's a time and place for everything. You have to know when to be strong. You have to know when to be silent. You have to know when when to step and say something. Yeah, or what's actually a priority. What are you guys actually building? What are both of your priorities? What are your values? What are your ideals? And I think that if women now in this day and age don't want to move their ideals anymore.
Right. I do want to ask you guys, you ladies,
Right.
what do you two think men want?
Let me tell you something. I don't know at this point. I don't know what any man wants. I am so confused in the damn game, and I'm confused for multiple reasons. I'm confused because I'm someone who has evolved out of the adult industry. However, I have an OnlyFans page where there is no XXX content. That is like 100% how I set up my page, that it says it on my page, because I made sure that that was not, that I knew going into it, it was something I wasn't going to do. So I love Kim Kardashian for the fact that she did make a sex tape and still has evolved past that. Like when Carmen Electra and Paris Hilton did it, their careers just ended.
Right.
You know? So for her to have come as far as she has, so what? She's built a brand. She's now, you know, attempting law, trying to figure that out. And so there are some messages in her story and lessons in her story that I think women all around can learn from. But look at her at this point. She's not married. She's not single. Her life, I mean, she is single. Her life has come with a price, you know? So you have to really look at what you want. And being someone who's first generation here in America, and both of my parents are from Jamaica, they have very old-fashioned ideals. And I'm in a place in my life where I'm like, okay, my tongue-tied and twisted brand is my brand. But do I change my brand completely and like completely submit and just stay old-fashioned? Or do I find an appropriate balance, or find a male figure who can even accept an appropriate balance, tolerate that, build on that, you know, build past that, you know, and be comfortable with it too. So that's for me. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what a man wants at all, besides a clean household and not
when it comes to the branding. When it comes to the branding, the branding is part. You know, yeah, you can do it how you want to do it when it comes to setting your bar. And like with Kim Kardashian, she jumped right over the bridge at the right time, because Carmen Electra and Paris Hilton, they was doing it where it was shameful to do that. Like tattoos was shameful at that time. So when she did it, everything, you know, was opening up. But when it comes to clients and stuff like that, it's like, it's your bar. Like if you don't go full naked, then yeah, you're going to make a certain amount. But like the ones that's going naked, they're going to make, you know, they can make 100,000, 500,000. So yeah, you can, you the prize. You get to set your bar or whatever you want to do, and you will have to get a man that wants the same thing that you want. Because yeah, if you're chasing the bag, if you're making 30,000 a month, like, what man in his right mind will go, nah, you got to stop that, bro? Can you replace that? No. Right. So like, move on, like go to the next. You know what I mean?
You know the sister 2%.
Huh?
Y'all know the woman 2%. She made the crown box.
No,
2%. Yes.
So that's sister, right? She's a young woman. Yeah, that's her hand up 2%. But you know, last year for Black Friday, you know, she did over 1.5 million, 1.9, I think it was, in 90 minutes.
Cosmetic sales.
Yeah, and she hit a record. It's never been done as a Black woman. But you know, I follow her, and I followed her for years. Her and was the original Big Buck Judy. Both of them women are multi-millionaires, and they're very young. And I look at them in the construct of how they're doing their business, and their husbands. They're both married too.
Right.
Which is very interesting. And their husbands.
Judy doesn't have a husband. She
doesn't.
She's actually with a woman.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
She's with the brat. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right. I just did see that. You're absolutely right. But point being is still, with 2% herself, her husband allows her to just go off and do whatever she does. She is a very successful woman because of the fact that her husband, not being submissive, but he's, you know, like you said, he's winning. You know, he's down to make the money. He's down to, you know, to be in the back, you know, and do everything else, you know, to take care of the kids, blah, blah, blah. I think, you know, for your branding, like, you know, like Bella was just saying, you know, I think that your branding should stay where it's at, you know, because you're dealing with a new age and a new modern people that are not old school.
Right.
When we deal with our old school parents and them, now obviously, you know, I came up getting beat, you know what I mean, with extension cords, you know, the switches and everything, boomsticks, everything. I got it all. But anyway, point being is that, you know, your brand is one thing, you know, and your lifestyle is two different things, I would have to say, because your brand is for publicity purposes, marketing, advertising, you know what I mean, and that's what gets you where you need to get your money and everything. But you know what I mean, your standards and stuff is how you're gonna live your lifestyle. Because look at the Olsen twins. They look like old women. They young girls, but they look like old women, but they billionaires.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't mean
Right.
to
But it's all about.
interrupt. I don't mean to interrupt anybody, but Gorilla has to go, so I just wanted to thank him for coming on.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Man,
and we look
appreciate
forward to
y'all.
having you on Alpha Beta.
I'm gonna,
Definitely.
yeah, I'm gonna send you
Yeah,
a friend
yeah.
request too, Gorilla.
Definitely, brother. Hit me up. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Looking forward to coming back.
I appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you later, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
But yeah, I wanted to say this too, man. Brandon in that game is the best. Like I have one girl, she's 19, the other one is 26, and they have over 3-point-something million followers. So when we sell something for $1 and one go naked and another one don't, right? But
Right.
but they both kind of make the same amount of money because of the branding. And the way we branded it is like whatever they were good at in the talents, we branded it. So even if we sell something for $1 and 30,000 people buy it, that's 30 grand.
Right.
But branding is the key, and that's why like people try to compare themselves to the big time or the middle time people. But if you don't have at least 100,000 to 500K followers, you're not going to make money at all. You're gonna make money, but not money.
But not way lower than.
And it's a science to it, because even the 19-year-old, if you see and you're like, yo, she's an average girl, but she have talents in different areas. Like, yo, I target that talent. And then she blew up off that talent. And then from now, it's like, yo, we can sell anything now. We can sell music. We can sell clothes. We can sell anything now for $10 to $1. And if you have 40,000 people buy it, that's guap. You feel me? That's guap.
Right.
Yep.
But yeah.
So personally, I feel like when it comes to knowing what men want or need, I feel like I stand with Dia. It's kind of difficult in this day and age, not personally with my relationship, but like just how men are these days, because I had a homegirl, she's going through a situation where she entered into like a little polygamy type relationship where, a man already had another woman, and she's a very loyal, like, good girlfriend, you know what I mean? And
Right.
the one who he previously was with, we all know her from back home as the smut, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what she is, you know what I mean? And she'll say it. She'll tell you it. That's what she is, like, and it just made this imbalance because the man is chasing after the smut, not the girl that has her head on her shoulders. She got a good job, she got a car, she got her own place, she's everything that you would think a man wants. But there's some type of disconnect because he still gives all his time and affection to the one who's cheating and don't have a job, who's kind of just mooching off of him. So it's kind of hard to know, do men want hoes, or do men want these loyal?
The bad thing about it, they want both, man. And if a man can get it all in one, if you get it all in one, see, like,
listen, there are women who are doing it, so I can understand like men's choices aren't limited.
Right, but it is some that do it all. But like most women, you're gonna get a piece and a piece, and y'all women do it too. Y'all get a one dude that's a trophy. You get the one dude for the money. Y'all get one dude. Women do it as well.
Yeah, let me tell you, I don't, and I wish I'm playing that game some days. I'd be like, do I want to go back to that lifestyle? And I'm like, no, because when you create a false reality, how do you separate it at home? How do you separate it when it's time? How do you can't? You start to blur lines.
But men have to a lot because women front a lot. Men front more than men.
Right.
I mean, women front more than men. Meaning, like, if you meet a woman and she's a smut, she's not gonna tell you she's a smut. But the dude will be like, "Yeah, I be smashing mad shorties." Like a dude will tell you.
It's up to you as a man to see the smut traits in her. She's not always gonna be coming forth, but you can see the trait. You can't hide it.
All the dude trying to do is smash, though. Like most of the time, so he don't.
But that's not always true. Sometimes they really want to wife that smut for whatever reason. They really want. They have kids with her, move her in, all that. They treat her loyal girl and break her down like she's not worth anything.
When I was in the hospitality industry, right, used to have dudes with like the pimps of be with the prostitute. They be together. He would go out the room, come downstairs in the lobby while niggas go in there and smash, and he in the lobby just chilling. So he see the dude go up, go out, and then come, like that's the new age pimping. Like that's the new age. Like they wifing these shorties.
Right.
They wifing
Right.
these shorties.
They're pimping
That's
from the waist
absolutely.
down nowadays.
Yo, for
Panama,
real.
where
Space
we
age.
going?
You know Panama?
Where we mingling?
You know
I'm just
Panama.
kidding.
To talk about what you just spoke about with the sister and the brother in the polygamy situation. You know what? The thing I have to say about that is that brother himself, number one, he's beta because of the fact that he's chasing a woman that's doing him dirty. And
Right.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't chase no woman that's gonna do me dirty.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? If you do me dirty once, I'm out. I'm gonna tell you that. If you call the police on me for anything because we got into an argument and you want to use the police as you're out, I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any type of things like that to me are all for any man that
Anything that
continue to
puts you
go
in
back.
jeopardy.
Exactly with a
Yeah.
woman, and you keep allowing that. That's beta because that woman's out
That's
there.
because you're an alpha, and this man, like you said, is a beta. So he's ruining
Mhm.
polygamy, and he's also ruining a woman because she's
Right.
thinking
Exactly.
she's not worth anything. She need to go be like this smut for her to be wife. You know what I mean? She
Right.
can't
That's a
be
Yeah.
fact.
her normal self.
That's a
Even
fact. That's
Exactly.
communicating through that disconnect. There are people who communicate about that disconnect and either walk away after one time or communicate, and you might change the woman, you might enhance her, instill
right.
new values in her, give her new perspective, or you guys just might cut your losses wherever it's at. So it's like
Mhm.
there's so many different levels to it, but it all comes from like if you guys are doing it together, you have to be on the same page.
right. Right.
It's,
Right. Right.
it's
You know what I
crazy
mean? Like
that,
men don't
that
level
you
out
mentioned.
and men don't level out sometimes.
Right. It's crazy that you mentioned if a woman calls the police on you, you'll cut her off.
Mhm.
But there was like a thing I sent to Bello, I seen on Instagram yesterday where a guy said when he gets into it with a woman, he be wanting the woman who called the police on him, not the one that bailed him out of jail. So I did a little poll. Yes, I did a little like poll of what men would choose. They want the one that called the police on him or the one that bailed him out. And a lot of them said they would want the one that called the police on him.
What?
Wow. And those
Yeah.
are, do you happen to know the age range within those men? Did it tell
Nah,
you? You should definitely
No.
see if you can screenshot it and
And
Cool.
look at
so
the
we can figure that
demographics
out
of
because
it.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Bello said something, I think it was either, I can't remember if it was you or Bello, but earlier one of you guys said, some women, they're attracted to the men that fights with them. Like that toxicity is what
That's
they
what Bella
view.
said. Yeah, they're attracted to the
Right.
toxic.
Right.
And
So
that's
it's
what I
like,
think it is too. I think it's more so the younger men that are attracted to the toxicity in women.
right,
Older men, he don't got time for that. He got his goals set, his life
right,
set.
gotta go.
He's trying to find him a queen, not somebody to be chasing around and messing up his plans and getting him
Right.
thrown in jail and stuff like that.
100%.
Right. Right. Yeah, they love that drama, man. Like, these young men, they don't have no feelings. That's why they shoot and kill without even thinking about it twice. So like,
I know.
it's one of them things that, man, especially in the black community, we need to, show these young men. And that's why that we're doing this podcast so we can kind of reach out to a lot of, especially younger men, so they can
Young
kind
men
of
and young women as well.
they
Right.
can kind of see what a man is, what a man do, because we can blame it on social media, we can blame it on all these platforms,
Mhm.
but like these young men, they cold, bro. They cold.
They
They're going
are all
like,
in competition.
I'm getting an
Who's the
example.
coldest? Who can be the most killer? Who can die first to leave your kids by
Right.
themselves with their
I'm gonna give
mama?
you an example.
Like,
I'm gonna give you an example when I knew things was crazy. Like when I grew up, you had an OG, and an OG, no one messed with him, right? Within the last 10 years, a lot of the OGs that I grew up with in my era, them young dudes shot him up, man. They killed him.
they got no
Killed him,
respect.
robbed
They
him.
got
Like
no
I'm
respect.
talking about walk up to him, shot him in the face type, like no remorse. You feel me? And like when I grew up, the OG, you like, nah, I don't mess with him. He ride around the hood, everybody respect him. If anybody will need a problem, you go to the OG, he take care of it. The reason why the community is going crazy is no OGs no more.
That's right.
It's nobody to go through with sense and say, yo, I've been there, young man. You gonna go to jail, or I've been there, young man. I'm doing XYZ. And no, they taking it on their own hands and shooting each other up, man, shooting each other up, and that's why it's bad because a lot of them don't have men, dads. So like, who gonna be that OG to them?
Right.
That's true, because that's a critical point. If we're getting rid of the OGs, the people are laying the foundations in the communities, then there becomes no community. And like you said, we have a Lord of the Rings effect. I mean,
Yeah.
excuse me. Yeah, well, not Lord of the Rings. What's the Lord of the Flies? Excuse me.
Yeah, I know what you meant about it. Yeah. It's really no community police, and that's why it's going bad. Because the police don't give a damn because they're not going to come in the middle of a shootout. But the OG, call him up, man. Let's see what's up. So it's like, my piece. Even if it's each hood got an OG. Somebody can call and say, "Nah, let's squash this beef." You know what I'm saying? We're not going here.
That's right.
These young dudes are soldiers, man. They moving independently, so they don't care about nothing. They'll shoot your mama house.
That's the guerrilla tactics.
Yeah, with kids, anything, man. They don't have no morals, and that's
They don't
why.
have no lines, no boundaries they won't cross. Like, I know back in the day they used to not shoot up like where women and children were. You know what I mean? Like they would be all women and children would be off limits. Nowadays they'll take out your whole family.
Yep. The whole family would
And it was always like big mobs, like the mobs, they would be into that because if you mess with the mob, you already know what's coming for you, But the gang members, they were not on no wiping out families and stuff like that.
That's what Black community we turn into, the Italian mafia. Like we adapted the Italian mafia and the triad from the Chinese. We learned from them. Especially like up north, the Northerners. But we got to understand this, like from having brown skin, if something go down, we're not going to get those. Like just because you're from the hood and you're big and bad, see them Italian mafias and all the other stuff, they're going to get off because those judges are scared.
They're in numbers too. They're in numbers. So
judges is like, if I give you that time, you might come kill my family.
Right.
But you been a nigga from the hood. Nobody caring about you coming back and do nothing. You can get 55 to life, yet trying to mess around. But yeah, man, we ain't gonna hold it long, man. We at the end of the show, man. But yeah, we appreciate you coming in, man, and we appreciate your time. It's Sunday,
great, man.
You met Gorilla. Appreciate you coming through. Panama, Dia, Bello, everybody, here doing our thing, man. And in the future, if you want to get on, just let us know. And I appreciate you. We were supposed to got on last week. But it didn't happen. We appreciate you coming back this week.
Indeed, man. It's been great. I love, the discourse, and always a good debate too. I love that too. So anytime, man.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate it, man. And if in the future, if you ever need us for anything from your platforms or whatever, just let us know, man.
Let us know.
Talk it up, man. We can turn to the OGs. You feel me? I know I'm only 37, but I still can be an OG. You feel me?
That's right, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir, man. We appreciate you, man. And Panama, you close us out.
Thank y'all for watching this episode of Don't Get It Twisted. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see y'all next week on the Don't Get It Twisted podcast.
Don't get it twisted. Peace.